I'm going to tell you a little story. A story about the Urth Caffe, U-R-T-H. There's several of them in the California area. I happen to know it because I happen to know the owners of these cafes very, very well, and they're very wonderful people. The husband is Jewish and his wife is Muslim. And they're lovely people, and they have lovely children. Orange County Register. Urth Caffe of Laguna Beach countersues against Muslim discrimination claim. Erica Ritchie. A civil rights lawsuit filed last month by 7 Muslim women claiming they were targeted and humiliated when forced to leave Urth Caffe by management is fraudulent, the owner of the Laguna Beach restaurant said in a countersuit filed this week. It is nothing short of an abuse of process to extort public apologies and other accommodations from my client, Urth Caffe, said David Yerushalmi, co-founder and senior counsel for the American Freedom Law and Center, a tremendous national public interest law firm. American Freedom Law Center. The cross-complaint filed in Orange County Superior Court alleges the lawsuit by the women is an abuse of process. The countersuit accuses the women of trespassing at the cafe after being asked to leave. Yerushalmi said in the suit that the restaurant staff was enforcing a policy that guests cannot exceed 45 minutes at a table without ordering when the cafe is busy. In other words, you just can't take up room in a cafe. They're trying to run a business. The women, who had pulled together 3 tables at the front of the patio, refused requests by cafe managers to share one table or to move to the side of the patio or inside the restaurant, the lawsuit said. The women became argumentative, and they insisted that they would not leave the cafe even though they'd not been asked to leave, according to the suit. They were eventually escorted out of the restaurant by Laguna Beach police. The women, represented by 3 attorneys, and I believe they're CARE, by the way, said at a press conference in April that they were singled out and told to leave Urth Caffe on April 22 because they appeared to be Muslim. 6 wore hijabs, a traditional headscarf in the Middle East. One of their attorneys, Mohammed Tazar, said at the time the Urth Caffe staff targeted these women as a way of cleansing their location of women that appeared to be Muslim to appease the Islamophobia in a predominantly white Laguna Beach community. Does this sound like a legitimate suit to you? What a joke. The attorney said Wednesday that he has started to review the cross-complaint that alleges trespass on the part of the women. He said, we vigorously deny they broke the trespass law because they followed the orders of the police. So what? You can still trespass. What kind of a counselor is this with a low IQ? Apparently. We view their cross-complaint as a mechanism to question the motivation of the women who came to Urth Caffe to have a good time, and a further attempt to scare them not to pursue their lawsuit. Oh, so now you can't defend yourself. Shalom Berkman, who is Jewish and co-owns Urth Caffe, disputed these claims. He said his wife, Gilla Berkman, who is Muslim, was the one who advised management to call police after the women became rude toward restaurant staff. Shalom and Gilla are defending the character of this really neat cafe and its employees, said their lawyer. They're incensed their employees were called bigots. The lawsuit said a security guard was sent to talk to the women after they continued to act disruptively and publicly refused to abide by the policy. The women refused to move from their tables and began to videotape the cafe and its clientele without permission, the lawsuit said. You know what this sounds like to me? A setup. Sounds to me like a setup. Pulling these tables together, making a ruckus, knowing what the policy is when it's told to them, starting to become argumentative and raise their voices. Then they claim bigotry, and they pull out their little phones, and they start taking video, and waiting in the wings just happen to be their lawyer friends, I believe, from CARE. How the hell can you run a small business in this country? Laguna Beach police were called in to assist and usher the women out of the cafe. Yerushalmi I'll get this name because I'm going to have this lawyer on the program, said Urth Caffe is popular and successful due in large measure to its young Muslim clientele. The claim that these women were asked to leave the cafe because they were wearing hijabs is laughable, he said. That night, as every Friday night, a large number of young people, including a majority of whom are Muslim and Arab descent, make up the base of Urth Caffe's customers. Not surprisingly, many of these customers are women wearing hijabs. None of these other Muslim women were asked to leave. So I will have the lawyer on the program probably next week. As I told you, full disclosure, I know Shalom and Julia very, very well. These are very, very wonderful people. And we'll have their lawyer on the program to discuss this case. Because these are the kind of cases that are going on in this country. Our country. These are the kinds of cases that are going on. And we're going to learn a little bit more about at least one of the women who's involved in this case. And we will help expose exactly what's taking place.